Just a few lightning strikes now. Some very heavy rain falling into Terracea, Anna Maria Island, the north end of Longboat Key, Cortez, heading toward Bayshore Gardens now. Not quite into Sarasota yet, but it's on its way. Not anticipating anything severe at this point. We've had wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour just offshore of Anna Maria Island. Wind gusts 30 to 40, not out of the question with this particular line. The good news is that it has weakened considerably from what it was just about 2 hours ago, so that's a good sign. What we're looking at here is a storm report of some winds, 45 mile an hour wind gusts reported right around 2 o'clock this morning at a home weather station on Anna Maria Island. Again, that's a 45 mile an hour wind gust reported there. And you can see that line pretty heavy now near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Behind it, some moderate rainfall as well. But occasional lightning strikes. These tops, cloud tops, at 11 o'clock this last night were at 50,000 feet. They've gone down now to about 30 to 35,000 feet, meaning that the storms have lost a lot of their strength. So, as I said, they're still potent. I mean, a 40 to 45 mile an hour wind is pretty significant and can cause some problems. But here's the projection of the storm line. As you can see, heading toward Venice. Should be there around 2:42, Northport just after 3 o'clock. If it makes it to Wauchula, and I think it will, right around 3:30. It's moving at 35 miles an hour off to the southeast, and a wider picture shows stronger cells now south of our area, which will have no impact on us. But this particular line will into Sarasota here in the next, I'd say, 15-20 minutes, and into Venice in about half hour, and then down in Northport, as I said, a little bit later. You can see that special marine warning is in effect until 3 o'clock this morning as the whole line is moving pretty quickly. So occasional lightning strike, also gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour. There have been no reports of any severe storms, meaning winds up to 60 at this point, and I'm not anticipating anything like that with this line. Now, there'll be another line of storms developing right around sunrise, and of course, meteorologist John Scalzi will be in for Good Morning Suncoast at 5 o'clock, so he'll have more on that line. This is the prefrontal trough, if you will, out ahead of the actual cold front, which will move through later today. But this is a line of storms that is moving pretty quickly. It is weakening. This will be the last update for a while here on Facebook until something else may pop up, but I don't think anything will over the next couple of hours. We'll just watch this line progress to the southeast. As I mentioned, occasional lightning strike, not out of the question. Some rumble of thunder there, and some heavy rainfall occurring now near Bradenton, northwest Bradenton, near looks like Palmetto as well as Terracea, and then behind it, not as intense of the rain behind it. Rainfall amounts up to about a quarter inch to half inch before this thing's all said and done, and then we'll look for cooler air to filter in later today once the cold front passes on through. I'll check some of your questions out and maybe answer them on Facebook if you have any. At this point, we're going to wrap this up right now and just let you know that nothing's going on too severe at this point. Had wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour at Anna Maria Island at a weather station there, but elsewhere things have been rather calm, and they're going to stay that way for the most part across the area. Calm in terms of no severe weather, but still some pretty heavy rainfall and some dangerous lightning out there. So once again, you're welcome there, Maria. Appreciate you guys watching. Michelle, thank you. Again, we'll go over the picture here now. You can see it quite clearly, and I can answer some of your questions if you have it. There's the heavier storms down south. Those are going to move into Venice. Going to bring some pretty heavy wind there. We're talking 30 to 40 mile an hour wind gusts. Again, nothing severe at this point, but still, that's a look at the radial velocity. There's no twist at all to these storms, so we're not expecting anything to spin up like a water spout or a tornado at this point. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Now, if we project this line forward, it should be into Venice, I mentioned, just not too long from now, 2:47. If it makes it to Wauchula, and it certainly could, just around 3:36, and Sarasota in just a few minutes from now. Boy, the winds are really blowing up here in northwest Bradenton right now. This particular line will pass. It'll take about 20 to 30 minutes to get through your neighborhood. Just the line. Now, it's going to rain afterward for a good hour. You can see that light rain behind it. That's going to stick around for an hour. And then we'll see another line of storms developing with the actual cold front, I think, just after sunrise. So it's already gone through Homosassa Springs. Brenda Rogers is telling us right now. It's not severe. Severe is defined as this. You have to have a 60 mile an hour wind, and the highest we've gotten is 45. So not severe at this point, but still pretty strong. 45 mile an hour winds. You can hear it in your home when that comes on through. It shakes things up a little bit. But how far south is it coming? It's going all the way through Northport. That line's not going to give up. It's going to go through Northport, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda, Arcadia.